Hey guys, we're going to talk about the Olight PL-1 version 2 Valkyrie. This is a handgun light that's put out by Olight. You can pick this up in that $90 to $100 price range, but every once in a while, guys, you'll see this thing on sale for cheaper, so something I do want to do a review of. I've actually had this for maybe 2 months. Sorry, Olight. I know I kind of promised to get the review out a little quicker, but when it comes to weapon lights and things like that, I do like to give them a little extra scrutiny because I really don't want to be embarrassed when they fall apart on you guys and you buy them on my recommendation. So I did put this through a little extra scrutiny compared. So right out the box has pertinent information we're going to need, which is 450 lumens, runtime of 60 minutes, IPX6, waterproof, shock resistant, all that jazz. Let's see, what you're going to get is a little plastic insert with your instructions. There is in the bottom there a little Torx wrench, which you're going to need, and then it also comes with a replacement bridge. I think that's the right word for it, which is this little piece down here, which is what engages with the Picatinny rail on your handgun. It comes set up with the one that's proprietary for Glocks. You can switch out to the standard Picatinny, which is what I've done. So you just switch it out with 2 little Torx screws, quick detach for your Picatinny, and controls are in the back. So where do we start? We'll go over the controls, show you what the light looks like on the inside, and then we'll kind of put it on the handgun and let you actually see it. So controls are simple. You have 2 buttons in the back here. A single press of either button is going to turn the light off. Single press again is going to turn it off. I think I said, yeah, on and off. Holding will let you do a momentary on, which is kind of awesome because you really don't even need to leave it on that long. Just as long as you're not just pressing it, it will give you a momentary feature, which is really cool. It does take a little bit of practice, guys. When you first get it, you're going to kind of struggle. But once you kind of get it, you can do that quick burst of momentary without having to hit the button once to turn on, once to turn off. Both buttons at the same time will get you in a strobe. Then pushing any one of them will turn that back off. Simple, easy, nothing crazy or confusing about it. Now, the original PL-1 had like a blue light and all these other weird things to it. Yeah, you don't need it. I like the way they simplified this down for the second version. So what you have is the removable head, which has your LED, your driver, and electronics all in there. And you can see it has a little retaining ring that probably holds it in place and also helps with the shock involved. Inside is a CR123 battery. And they recommend the CR123s, not the rechargeable 16340, so I do want to point that out. Can you use them? Probably, but it's probably not good for the light. It probably will make it overheat, assuming that's why they have chosen them. So you also want to make sure that with this light, because it is such a high-powered light coming out of the CR123, that you are using a hydrating battery. So you may want to stick with the Olight, the proprietary Olight batteries for this one. Polarity is that the positive goes towards the lamp itself, O-ring sealed, nice smooth threads. And you're going to want to remember, guys, when you tighten this down, tighten it down really good because that can come loose. There was a couple times where I just didn't torque it down enough and it did wiggle itself loose after, a bunch of rounds fired quickly. So that is something to pay attention to. And if it's really an issue, you can always put just the tiniest little drop of Loctite on there, and that will help keep it from coming undone, especially if you're the kind of person who isn't going to use this a ton, and that battery will last you a long time. So as I mentioned, this little thing here is what locks it into place on the Picatinny. It will get pretty hot, guys. If you run this thing for any considerable amount of time, it will get hot, so you do want to pay attention to that as well. So we're going to put this on my MMP. So to put this on, you're just going to open your quick detach there. Make sure you're lining up. And by the way, just so you guys, safety Sallies out there can be happy, we are empty. All right. So you're going to basically line up that with one of the bars once you have it in place. And that is a little tough, guys. That's going to take a little bit of force. So just so you know, but it is a rock solid lockup. There is no movement, no wiggling whatsoever. It fits the gun very well, at least this M&P. I only have 3 guns with rails, and they pretty much, it fits all 3. The only one it doesn't fit is my P22, but that of course has a proprietary rail system. Now access to this, you can see, you can reach with your finger or with your support thumb. Oop, that just adjusted a little bit. It's one thing you gotta be careful, make sure you get that in there nice and good, because if not, it will move around on you. So, as you can see, I can access it pretty good. And guys, I have the world's shortest fingers, and I can still reach this. There's some guy in there complaining. Well, all right, we're gonna stop a second. Let me get on the soapbox. There are some negative reviews out there of this light. And I want to say something, and I'm not going to trash the channel, but I'm going to say, guys, you need to, as consumers, pay very good attention to the channels you watch. Now, some of the complaints I saw were that, number one, the ergonomics were that you can't really access the light. Well, number one, look at my hands, guys. Look how short my fingers are. I mean, my God. And I can still very easily reach that with plenty of room. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It's not that bad. And even if I couldn't reach it, my support thumb can reach it very easily with only the slightest little bit of motion. Of course, accessing the strobe, I can do very easily. You know, okay. So I don't get that. Number two, the person had issues with the center bar, the bar breaking. In fact, he broke 3 of them. Now, what that says to me is one of a couple of things, which is either one, that person is torquing them down too tight, too loose, or they're just not mounting it correctly onto the gun. And you know, because all these people who've bought in this thing and one guy has managed to break 3, that always is a suspicion to me. And then, last thing, you know, when you pay attention to negative reviews, guys, it's very important to see what someone is selling you in a negative review. Now, when somebody says, hey, I really hate this light, but my stream light has never failed me, you need to be careful, because there are companies out there that do that and will pay people and give people things in order for them to do bad reviews of other products, particularly competitive products. I know, because I get emails from these companies all the time. I do not engage in that, and I know which companies do, and I know which companies are responsible for that. So, with that said, when a person says, hey, this light sucks, but my other light is awesome, you should look at that, and then they have affiliate links in their description, basically means that they're selling you another light by trashing this one, because they get a commission for selling that other light. Yeah, that's what affiliate links are. Excuse me, guys. So you need to pay attention when somebody's putting down a light and when they're offering criticism, and that criticism leads to buying, you know, looking at other products. If they're offering affiliate links, they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it for their own financial gain. You need to be very suspicious of that. And with this light, there are reviews out there where people are putting down the light, selling another light, and then offering you affiliate links to buy it from. That's dirty pool, guys. Dirty pool. So, all right. Enough of a rant there. So, at $90, this is a pretty good light for the money. I mean, I don't think you're going to get the quality of, you know, $200, $300 lights. Of course not. You're not going to be able to beat that. You're not going to be able to beat some of these other things. But what you're getting is a pretty good rock solid light. I've put it through quite a few hundred rounds of testing. In fact, I took it to an indoor range and just literally, anyone who wanted to put on the gun, put it on your gun. You know, just let people shoot and shoot and shoot. This thing, even though I've only put a couple hundred rounds through it myself, other people have done it. I've let other people try it. I didn't have anyone say, you know, that they had issues with activating it. I didn't have anyone have issues with it coming loose or popping off, anything like that. Like I said, I think, you know, sometimes things speak for themselves. You know, when you're a YouTube guy, you know what tricks out there manufacturers play, and so I'm kind of wise to that. So it fits good, looks good. It's not that heavy. You're going to notice a change in point of aim. That is one thing. And here's another cool thing, guys, which I don't know if it'll show up on camera. But when you activate this guy, it actually provides enough ambient light to activate my fiber optic sight. You can see how bright my fiber optic sight is glowing. It's kind of cool because in low light, this thing does provide enough ambient light to actually activate that. So I think that is cool. That is very important to me. If you're going to use this in a home defense situation, it's very nice and makes me at ease knowing that I can see, and I've tested this in multiple dark rooms, guys, that I can see my fiber optic sight in pretty much any room of my house using just this light. So that is cool. I can access the modes easy. It's simple. There's nothing to get confused with. Excuse me, guys. This is right by a heater here. It's really, really super dry. So overall, guys, Olight makes really good stuff. They always have made really good stuff. They're always making really good, positive changes to their lights. And what you can see here is a really good quality piece of gear. Is it the best on the market? No. But are you going to get better quality for the same price? No. And that's why I think this is a value leader, is you're not going to get a better light for 90 bucks. You're going to get a better light for 150. You're going to get a better light for 200. You're not going to get one in this price range. So I really think it's a good value, good ergonomics. It's tough, easy to use, simple. It has everything I need in a home defense light. And so far, it's survived the test of quite a few hundred rounds. You know, a lot of people are never going to put their light through that kind of stress. Most people are going to go, take this to the range, fire 50, 100 rounds, throw it in the safe, and that's that. A couple last notes. The CR123 batteries are a great choice for a battery in a defensive light. Number one, they have really good temperature ratings. They operate very well in extremely low temperatures. They operate very good at high temperatures. They have a very good range. Like, they can go down to like negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit, some ridiculous thing. Shelf life is like 10 years. So if you are keeping this in the safe, you only have to replace that battery, every 5 years. You know, I wouldn't go beyond that. You know, if your life depends on it, you know, just get another battery. But this thing's good for like 5 years. Good temperature, so if it's in your truck on a cold day, it's still going to work. If it's a super hot day, it's still going to work. The CR123 is a great choice. Last thing we're going to do is show you a comparison to a cheap light. Hey guys, remember this? This little cheap piece of crap $30 highlight that I've had for years and actually shot massive amounts of times. Yeah. This thing is still alive. Probably easy 1,500 or 2,000 rounds to it. Pretty much every time I go to the range, I just slap it on a gun. Just to get used to shooting like that, get used to see how the point of aim changes and all that. Massive difference, guys. Number one, ergos on this thing are terrible. I mean, I have to really reach to turn it on. It's got a very ugly purple beam. It's not anywhere near as bright. It's not even bright enough to, oh, actually it is. It will enough light, ambient light to do the fiber optics. The strobe is like almost unattainable because you got to click it twice quick, which who has time for that? And it's rattly. So this is like a $30 light, guys. It's a big difference between the two in quality. You know, you're talking a really just bad control system that I can barely reach as a lefty. You know, you got to turn it on from the right, so I have to use that thumb. So I have to reach down there to turn it on. You know, take the finger off the trigger to turn it off. So yeah, bad controls. You know, is this light good? Yeah, I've used it a lot. You know, it's been a good practice tool and all that, but in the end, you know, when you look at how much it rattles, how tough it is to use, the Olight is just remarkably better. Remarkably better for the money. So there you go, guys. PL-1. Great light.